Hi, I'm Matt.
Hey there, I'm Bianca.
And we are from Club Sapphire, and this is kind of different.
It is.
Yeah, we're actually at the Club Sapphire winery takeover in Walla Walla.
We are.
This is their first annual one that they're doing, and we're very excited to be here.
This place is
nice.
Amazing. I don't know how we're gonna go home to our regular house now.
Exactly. That'll be difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today we wanted to talk about personal hygiene, something that actually is very important in the lifestyle, but people generally don't talk about it very much.
Right.
In fact, we've done so many of these videos, and it's actually never really come up in conversation more than once or twice. We probably mentioned something here and there, but we figured it was probably a good idea to talk about. And so we just kind of wanted to go over those things. So because we were having a conversation earlier where we're talking about, for example, pubes versus no pubes.
Well, and that's all, I don't think you should change who you are, and shave them off if you believe that you like that and that's what you want. Be you. Don't change them.
Right, because we're actually about to go on a trip to Europe, and we want to see what the swingers are like there. And in the United States, pubes are pretty much,
for the most part, people
shave
or
wax
or whatever. Yeah, but again, it's if you don't want to shave or wax, you want to have a landing strip or whatever. I mean, as long as you're keeping everything fresh and clean, get some extra shampoo down there or whatever, Well, do you prefer when you're with a guy and he is shaved or waxed compared to lots of pubes? I don't think I've been with a man who has had pubes.
Okay.
So,
that's saying something. Okay, so because
and if I have, I didn't notice it. They were trimmed enough that I didn't notice it.
Right.
So, so it was fine, and I think I'd remember it if there was a weird smell or something weird happened. So, if I have been with someone who had them or had trimmed, they did a good job.
Okay.
Keeping hygienically clean.
So
they smelled fresh.
So now what do you? I mean, as far as do you shave or wax?
Right now I shave. Part of the problem for me with waxing is because I did wax when we first got in the lifestyle.
Okay.
I don't like the grow out with waxing. But you have to have a certain amount of grow out,
right,
in order for the wax to adhere to the hair to pull it out.
Because it comes out once a month or something like that.
So you do it about once a month, or for me about once a month. So then to have that grow out for the rest of the month, I just personally don't like that. It makes me feel self-conscious.
Okay.
A guy's not going to want to have sex with me because I have hairy legs.
Yeah, that's what guys really care about when they're getting your clothes off.
Over this weekend, and there were people that were saying, I don't care as long as everything's clean and fresh. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I guess I could go back to waxing, but I just don't like that having to wait and that. And although sugaring, we were talking about sugaring earlier. With sugaring, you don't have to have as much grow out. So I don't know. I might look into doing that at some point, because then, But I'm lucky enough that I have such light hair, and I have it doesn't grow very fast, anyways. So from far away, you can't tell if I'm hairy.
Okay.
But you always want that smooth legs, and I guess if you are someone who does prefer to shave. And so for us, if I decide to go back to waxing, and I have to wait for that grow out, we go to the club more often or do something more often, than not.
Right.
So to have that grow out is frustrating. You can't just plan. If you go to the club once a month, you can plan your waxing, a few days before you go to the club.
Yeah.
But for us, when we go more often, I want to have it, more maintenance. And you don't want to shave in between, because then you got to start the process all over again. So, but I suppose if I was really concerned about it, at least on my legs, I could wear thigh highs.
And that also looks hot.
Or something, and then that would make me feel a little less self-conscious about it. So there's that option as well if you're concerned about that. But I think the main thing is because we've talked to a lot of people that don't really care about hairy legs or whatever. They're there for they're not there for that.
Yeah.
You're there to fucking have fun, right?
Right.
So as long as everything smells good and fresh and is clean, that's what's important.
Okay.
Comes down to it, right?
Sure, because we're actually, and shaving and waxing is one factor, and actually from my own perspective, I mean, I like my chest. I hate hair on myself, and so like chest hair, it's like I've tried waxing and sugaring, and I hate sugaring. I had that done, and it was the most painful experience ever because with waxing, you put on they put on the wax, and you don't feel anything at all, but then they rip it off and it hurts like hell. But with sugaring, when they're putting it on, it hurts also when they're putting it on and when they're taking it off. So you're like, ow, 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 ow. And that's not okay. That's not okay. And I'm crying like a baby.
I prefer sugaring over waxing because like when they wax your lady bits, it's like it's hot. And you're like, oh, that's too hot. And you're like, could you blow on that for a second?
Smooth. I'll try that with my esthetician next time. Can you blow on that for a second? Yeah. No, I've never had my downward area waxed, and I think I probably would just for the sake of curiosity.
Sure. Oh my God, we should totally film that.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea. Yeah, no, let's not do that. Although it would be entertaining, not at the time.
Let's comment, let's encourage Matt to let me do that.
There you go. If what do the other YouTube people do? If this video gets over 1,000 likes, then I'm gonna wax my pubes on camera. Let's not do that. I'll edit this part out. So, another part about hygiene that actually a lot of people have brought up to us as far as conversational, whether it's at the club or whether it's at a takeover like this or anywhere.
Even a house party.
Even a house party is sometimes people get so excited about the sex with lots of people that they tend to not stay hygienic throughout the evening.
Yeah.
So, for example, someone was telling me there was a woman at an event who was so excited. She had sex with a guy, and then she went over and had sex with another guy, and had sex with another guy, and another guy, and it's like, okay, at some point, all the people are kind of, interconnected that way as far as sweat and that type of thing, and if you're not thinking about that, then, it's not that big a deal. Personally, I'm excited just to get the vagina, so, it's...
Yeah, but here's the thing, I mean, there's one thing for people some people are into that, both parties.
Right.
Like, they're okay with sloppy seconds.
Sure.
I think there needs to be a point though where they need to know, like, hey, I was just with someone, I haven't had a chance to freshen up.
Right.
And if the guy's like, dude, I'm totally into that. Or he could be like, oh, let me grab you a wipe real quick, and you can use a wet wipe real quick. Or let's just, why don't you go freshen up real quick, and I'll be right here. I'm not gonna leave, go take a couple minutes. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, and most clubs, like Club Sapphire, does have a shower, for example.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do one of those marathon evenings, or if you're a woman who's going to the gangbang night, for example, and you're going to have a lot of men all over you that evening, there's nothing wrong with after each one or ever. There's wiping is one thing, but showering is not. Oh no, I mean that's up to each individual, of course.
I think with a gangbang though, the woman is just lying there taking it. Right?
Really?
But I think
there's a little bit more to it than that.
I don't know. Obviously, I've never done a gangbang. That's the kind of gangbang.
Just lie there, legs spread open, just accepting it.
Isn't that what it is? Anyways, my point is, you're doing a gangbang. You're not. The scene is not to get up and go shower after every guy necessarily.
Right.
But men can make sure, especially if men are going from a woman to woman to woman, that they clean up in between, and that will be helpful because they are hopefully using condoms.
Well, yeah, sure. So and condoms do have that taste or flavor or something like that.
Why couldn't if you set it up with your usually you have like a guard. I can't think what they call them, like your doorkeeper or whatever, like someone in charge of making sure that for the woman. Like you would be my gatekeeper, and so like for me to be able to fully enjoy the experience, I would want to have one or two men to make sure that the things are running smoothly, so I don't have to worry about that, right? So you would make sure that they're putting condoms on and going through the door in the right way and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's no reason why you couldn't come up in between each man with a washcloth or something and do something sensual, so it's not like, here, let me wipe you down, honey. I mean, you can do it.
Do that to you, not to. I'm not wiping them down.
No, you would wipe your woman down.
Okay.
So come up with a nice warm washcloth, and wipe her down a little bit in a sensual way to kind of clean her up for the next guy. There's nothing wrong with that, and that adds to the scene and it adds to her experience as well. But then you, or the man, the doorkeeper, gets to be a little bit more involved in her care,
right.
And that's almost like doing an aftercare for her as well, even though it's like more in the middle of it, or after each person. But that shows the love and care that we all tend to have for our partner, right?
Yeah.
So I think that might be a good idea to help out, and it doesn't have to be a washcloth, it could be wet wipes or whatever. Washcloths are better for the environment, but you can just wash those and reuse them.
Sure.
But and it might feel nicer to have that with some warm water on it. So and then as the gatekeeper, the man at the door can make sure that if these men are recycling themselves, that they are washing their hands and maybe scrubbing their face down, especially if they're going to someone else. Like, you want to wipe your face down, guys, because you don't want to go kiss a different woman and have her smell someone else's pussy on you. That's, some people might be into that. I don't know. I just think it's manners. It's polite.
Sure,
to make
absolutely.
Sure that you are fresh in between each new partner.
Yeah, and I think there's just a lot of the fact that people get very excited about being with a lot of different people that they tend to put that a little bit on the back burner sometimes.
You just don't think about it.
And it's something that is easy enough to think about and easy enough to deal with, and say, give me a minute, whatever, and then everything's good and you're ready to go for round two.
Because no one's going to fault you for saying, hey, give me just a minute to freshen up.
No,
They're going to appreciate the fact that you thought of that and you went to go freshen up. But keep in mind that it's not just your genitals, it's hands and face too.
Sure, absolutely.
Anything that touched a bit in a body part.
That's right.
Get kind of rinsed off.
And I like to smell springtime fresh when I have sex with others.
Well, shouldn't we all like to smell springtime fresh? Nobody wants to smell musty or worse.
Huh. Well, this was a pleasant conversation. You know what? It had to be done. It had to be done. We've done many of these videos that we've never.
Information. I think it's stuff that people might not think of.
Yep. Absolutely.
And you know what? Within what we do, right? We're all. I haven't met anyone in the lifestyle really that is afraid to have these conversations.
Yeah.
Because we all think about it, and we, people may not have thought of the washcloth thing. And so if I help someone come up with an idea of how to keep fresh, and maybe they haven't had their gangbang because they didn't know how to keep fresh in between. Well, now I've helped them to have their gangbang.
Absolutely.
Having these hard conversations is so much easier when you're having them with all these like-minded people. So.
Exactly. And if you have a plan involved, like with anything in the lifestyle, a lot of it is, off the cuff what's going to happen, but especially when you're new, when you have a plan for the evening, whether it's like, we've connected with such and such beforehand, we're going to play with them tonight, what are we going to do as far as, making sure that we, I want to shower afterwards before we go home, so I'm not, I'm not all sweaty or whatever it might be. It's a good idea to kind of think about those things as part of your plan for the evening.
And Club Sapphire does have shower facilities,
yeah.
So it's very easy. Even if you were out on the dance floor and getting all sweaty and stuff, there's no reason why you can't go back to the showers, take a quick rinse, grab your towel, and then you're already ready to go.
Even better, bring the other person in the shower with you, clean each other up beforehand or afterward or whatever.
Then you're sure that all their bits and pieces are clean, and it's foreplay.
Or play. You can do things in the shower. There's nothing wrong with that. So perfect.
Let me clean you up. Let me squeegee you. I don't know.
Squeegee you. That's right.
I don't know.
And guys, just for your own reference, if you ever shower with women, their breasts get really clean.
Gosh.
They just get really clean. It's a helpful tip. Okay, and with that, make sure that you do go to www.clubsapphire.net. Check out all the awesome parties that are happening coming up, and of course, takeovers like this one here at the winery, and other events that are going to go on in the future, because there's a lot of them that do. Make sure you join us, because we'll be there, of course. And anything else you want to say?
No, we've got to get ready to go wine tasting.
Okay, we're going to go wine tasting, so stay tuned. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye. Stay clean.